All right, so I try to keep political, hot button issues, whatever you want to call it, off the channel as much as possible. But when I can speak directly to something, I'm going to try and at least provide some clarity and some insights, at least, for my own sake of saying, hey, at least I tried. So with this whole shopping protest day, whatever you want to call it, where people aren't going to major chains or whatever because, some DEI executive order got thrown out and that whole executive order is being viewed by both sides of this argument. First, you got the people who are, participating in the protest saying, like, oh, this just says that you can discriminate in your hiring practices. No, it does not. The Civil Rights Act already says you cannot discriminate in hiring practices. This was just Joe Biden's woke, virtue signaling, hat on a hat executive order. But now they have the people who are counter-protesting, shopping as much as possible, who are like, all that executive order did was say, we don't want your best and brightest, we just want your least whitest. Also, not what it did. So anyways, let's just start dissecting this at why this isn't going to work. That's all I'm going to, for the, aspect of the actual order itself, that's all I'm going to say. But now, the protest. So, people are going to sit there and say, let's not shop on this one day so companies can feel the hurt. Okay, I've worked for 3 major companies in my time in retail, spanning over a decade. And here they are. Here's my resume. One was a place called Julasco. Yes, that particular chain is not nationwide. That particular chain is local to Illinois, Indiana, and maybe Iowa. I don't know if there's still any in Iowa. Been over a decade since I worked for them. But I know when I did work for them, we would get things talking about ones being in Iowa. Anyways, but they've always been part of larger chains like Super Value, Albertsons. So, I mean, they're part of a larger company. Then also stupid fucking Trader Joe's, which is nationwide or a very large company in and of itself. And then also PetSmart, another big company. All right, so these companies, when they're trying to do their forecasts, predictions, whatever they all call it something different. But anyways, how much money they're expecting to make on any given day at the store, what they're doing, they have that set for the week. Now, yes, each individual day does have a goal they are trying to attain. But as long as they're doing good for the week, hell, even the month, like we've had slow weeks in these stores. But I mean, even if you have a good month, you're not too worried about it. Now, shrinking this down back to the day by day, to do a protest on a Friday, from the people protesting's point of view, it's probably the worst day you could do it on. And from a management's point of view, since I was also a retail management in this at once upon a time, it is the best day for us. So here's why. Yes, Friday is our day where usually you are expecting to make more money, you're expecting to be busier. And there are also the days, though, where you also expect the most call-offs from your regular workers, the non-leadership roles, because those roles are usually filled by younger people working their way through college, high school students, people in that age group who don't want to be working on the weekends. They're always trying to find ways to get the weekends off. So that's when you're expecting your most call-offs. And trying to get people to fill those spots isn't easy either. Luckily, since I was a manager, I usually had a bullpen of people I could call in a pinch and they would come in if they knew I was going to be the one working. But that's besides the point. We're getting sidetracked now. Anyways, so yeah, that's from a leadership point of view, the best day you could decide to do this. Because now the people who do show up, if we're slow, I'm going around asking them, hey, you want to go home early today? Oh, I never had any problem. And this has happened. There have been, random Fridays, usually due to like bad weather or whatever, where we're just super slow. I go around, I start asking them, hey, yo, you want to go home early? Oh, it was almost like the Homer Simpson thing where he disappears and there's just a puff of smoke there. They had no problem going home early on that day. So that's just the basic of why the one day is not going to do anything to a major store. Now, if you did want to try and hurt a company because, you're so offended by something so, in the grand scheme of things that is actually kind of small, this is what you would actually want to do. You would want to have them have a bad month at least. Because like I said, even a bad week isn't going to hurt a company if the month is all good. But if you're also going to try and boycott one day, in that same week, don't go and stock up on stuff like a lot of you people are saying you did in your videos. Like, I just finished shopping today and stocking up so I can't be out shopping on Friday. They're just helping their week balance out regardless. So congratulations, you really look stupider than you actually are. So what you would actually do if you wanted to hurt these companies is just stop shopping there, period. Shop small, shop local. don't go to a major store at all. Like, try to make that what you want to do, because now when companies start having bad months, or or especially if they end up having a bad quarter, but a month is a good part of that quarter. But I mean, as I said, a bad quarter would be devastating. Bad month is about the lowest place you're going to actually start hurting these companies. If you're not causing at least a bad month, you're not doing anything. So at least try to think this stuff through. I mean, yes, it sounds good on paper to sit there and say you're trying to stick it to the man. But people like me who know how this stuff works just look at you and just realize it's not going to work, and see, you clearly don't know how this actually works. So sorry, not sorry.